Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to look at addition and subtraction of fractions. And if you've seen the previous fraction videos, your hard work will pay off in this lesson. So let's get started. So let's say we have a single bar here, represents 1. We can split that in half, so we have this piece being a half and this piece being another half. We can split it in thirds as such. We can split it in quarters as such. And so we notice that the denominator, the bottom value, of a fraction represents the size of each piece. So the 2 here means we're a half like that. The quarter means we're that big instead of being that big as such. So here, just an example, is we have 2 1/3 pieces. So this is a third and this is a third. So 2 1/3 pieces. And this is the same as saying we have 2/3 of 1, like that. You notice how it's the same size. 2 1/3 pieces is the same as 2/3 of 1. So here, 2 1/3 pieces is 2/3, like that. So the denominator, the top of the fraction, represents how many pieces there are. So here we have 2 1/3 pieces, like that. So when the denominators are the same, the bottom of the fraction, it's easy to add and subtract. Very simple. 3 5 pieces plus 4 5th pieces gives us 7 5th pieces, like that. Right? 2 6 pieces plus 3 6th pieces is 5 6th pieces. So 1/2 plus 5/2 is 6/2, reduces to 3. 5 quarter pieces minus 2 quarter pieces gives us 3 quarter pieces. So notice they're all the same size. It's very easy to perform addition and subtraction like this. So 8/9 plus 6/9 is 14/9. 7/8 minus 3/8 gives us 4/8. This can be reduced, bang bang, 4. What's left is 1 and 2. So 1/2 is our final answer. Here we have 6 1/3 plus 2 2/3. We can convert these into 19/3 plus 8/3. That gives us 27/3, which is the same as 9. Another way is we can add the wholes and then add the fractions parts like that. So here we have 6 plus 2, 8. 1/3 plus 2/3 is 3/3. So we have 8 and 3/3, which is 9, like that. And here we have 8/10 minus 7/10 is 1/10, like that. Okay, so now it's time for you guys to practice. Okay, there you go. Go ahead and solve and simplify these these expressions. Okay, so for A, 8/7, 4/3, 11/12, 13/13, which is 1, 12/5 minus 6/5 is 6/5. Here we're going to convert so that we have 11/5 plus 22/5 gives us 33/5, which can be reduced to 6 3/5. Or you could do 2 plus 4, 6. 1/5 plus 2/5 is 3/5, like that. There's a couple more here. Go ahead and pause the video and add those together. Okay, so we have 7 plus 2, 9/6. This can be reduced, bang bang, to 3/2 as our final answer. 1/8 plus 3/8 is 4/8. 4 in common, bang bang, what's left is 1/2, like that. Okay, so let's look at 1/2 plus 1/3. So here we have a 1/2 plus a 1/3, like that. And we want to see if we can simplify that. This does have a length here. 1/2 plus 1/3 is a given length, but maybe we can write it differently than 1/2 plus 1/3. So let's look here. So represent 1/2 as such. We can represent the 1/3 as such. And we notice here that if we can look at the 1/6 like that, it corresponds to represent both 1/2 like that. This is 1/2, and 1/3, like that. So 1/6 is the size that can be used to represent both 1/2 and 1/3 pieces. So here our half is 3/6, and here our third is 2/6, like that. So we rewrite that. 1/2 is 3/6, and 1/3 is 2/6. And now this is easy to add together. If 3/6 pieces plus 2/6 pieces gives us 5/6 pieces. And we call the 6 here the common denominator. So here's what it looks like without the use of a visual representation. We want to change the half into 6 and the third into 6, like that. So we have a half plus a third. So a half times 1 plus a third times 1. We didn't change anything. And we're going to change this 1 to be 3/3, and this one to be 2/2. And so here now we have 1 times 3, 3, 2 times 3, 6. So we have 3/6, like that. 1 times 2, 2, 3 times 2, 6, like that. And so this is the long step of showing you bringing 1/2 to 3/6 and 1/3 to 2/6. Then we add them up to get 5/6, like that. Okay, so let's do some examples. Example 2, solve and simplify. So here we have 2/5 plus 1/3. Common denominator for these guys is 15. So we're going to bring the 5 up to 15 by going times 3. So 3/3. And we're going to bring the 3 up to 15 by going times 5. 5/5 as such. So now we have 6/15 plus 5/15. And so this is 6 15 pieces plus 5 15th pieces, giving us 11 15th as our final answer. Okay, B, a half plus a quarter. So we're going to bring this half up to quarters by going times 2. So we have 2 quarters plus 1 quarter gives 3 quarters as such. C, common denominator here is 14. So we're going to bring this one up to 14 by going times 2. So times 2 top and bottom. So this is 4/14 as such. 1 plus 4, 5. So 5/14 is our final answer. D, 5/6 plus 3/2. Common denominator here is 6. We're going to bring the 2 up to 6 like that by going times 3. So 3/3 as such. So 5/6 plus 9/6 gives 14/6. And then this has 2 in common that we cancel out, bang bang. So what's left is 7/3 as such. E, 3/8 plus 4/12. Common denominator here is 24. So we're going to bring 8 up to 24 by going times 3. And we're going to bring 12 up to 24 by going times 2. So this gives us 9/24 plus 8/24 gives us 17/24 as such. F, so we have a mixed fraction, and we're going to convert them into improper fractions first. So we have 9 quarters plus 19/6. 12 is the common denominator, so we bring 4 up to 12 by going times 3, and 6 up to 12 by going times 2. So we have 27/12 plus 38/12 gives us 65/12s. And we'll convert back again into mixed fraction, gives us 5 and 5/12 as such. G, 15/7 minus 1/3. What's in common? The common denominator is 21. So bring 7 up to 21 by going times 3, and 3 up to 21 by going times 7. This gives us 45/21 minus 7/21, which is 38/21 as such. Okay, 7/6 minus 2/9. Common denominator is 18, so we're going to go times 3, top and bottom, times 2, top and bottom for the 9s. So we get 21 minus 4/18 as such. And that gives us 17/18. Okay, now it's time for you guys to practice. Okay, all the way to F. Go ahead and pause the video and perform these additions and subtractions. Okay, that's A to F, and then what's left is G to H, like that. Go ahead and pause the video and perform these operations. Perfect. Okay, let's solve them together. So we're going to bring 5 and 3 both up to 15. So times 3 here, times 5 there. 9 plus 10, 19 over 15. Here we're going to bring the 2 up to 4. So we have common denominator of 4. So times 2 over 2. So this is 2 over 4 plus 3 over 4 gives 5 over 4. Here common denominator is 8. So we're going to bring the 4 up to 8. So we're going times 2 like that. So 3 over 8 plus 14 over 8 gives 17 over 8. D. We're going to bring the 7 up to 21. That's our common denominator. So times 3 and times 3. So we have 15 plus 1. So we have 16 over 21 as such. E. 8 and 12. Common denominator is 24. So we're going to go times 3 for the 8 and times 2 for the 12. This gives us 6 over 24 plus 6 over 24, which is 12 over 24. We're going to reduce that into 1/2 as such. 12 is in common. F. First, we convert the mixed fractions into improper fractions, 5 and 6. We're going to bring that up to 30, our common denominator. So times 6 for the 5, and then times 5 for the 6. This gives us 96 over 30 plus 125 over 30, which is 221 over 30. Perform long division to give us 7, remainder 11. So 7 and 11/30 is our final answer. G. 7 and 3, common denominator is 21. So times 3 for the 7 and times 7 for the 3. 39 minus 14 gives us 25 over 21 as our final answer. H. 5 over 6 minus 1 over 9. What's in common is 18. So times 3 here, times 2 here. 15 minus 2 is 13 over 18 as our final answer. Okay, moving on. So here, what happens if we want to find a common denominator that isn't so obvious? Like say 1 over 40 plus 1 over 16. We can use 40 times 16 to get 640, but maybe there's a smaller common denominator. So we're going to look at two methods here to get that common denominator. And we're going to look for the lowest common multiple. So the method 1 is to write out a list of multiples for each number and then use that lowest common multiple. So for example here, multiples of 40 and 16, 40, 80, 120, 160, etc., etc. For 16, 16, 32, 48, 64, 80, etc., etc. And we see that 80 is the lowest common multiple, and this is much smaller than 640. So it's worth using this method to find the lowest common multiple, because it'll make working with the fractions that much easier if you're using 80 as a common denominator instead of 640. Okay, so let's look at method 2 as well. So method 2, write out each number in prime factored form, and we saw that in our simplifying fractions video. We then use the prime factors that occur most often from each number. So I'll do lots of examples of both methods so that you really understand. So look at 40 here. We break that up as 4 times 10, break it up as 2, 2, 2, 5. And 16, we break that up and it becomes 2, 2, 2, 2. So we look at the 2's and say which one has the most 2's. This one does, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we take that. And then we look at the 5's and say which one has the most 5's. This one does. So we take that 5 as such. And so the lowest common multiple is these values multiplied together. So 2, 2, 2, 2, and 5, like that, which gives 80. I myself prefer method 2, as you'll see why in the future. But for now, we're going to practice both of these methods so that you can see which method you prefer to use yourself. Okay, so example 3. Find the lowest common multiple of each pair using method 1. So we have 18 and 14. So we're looking at multiples of 18, multiples of 24. 72 is our lowest common multiple. 20 and 50, multiples of 20 all the way up to 100, 50 all the way to 100. Lowest common multiple is 100. 14 and 35, 14, 28, 42, 56, 70, etc. 35, 35, 70, etc. So we see 70 here is our lowest common multiple. Okay, so practice number 3. Find the lowest common multiple of each pair using method 1 that we just practiced. So 22 and 55, 9 and 25, 6 and 8. The lowest common multiple. Go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, so for A, multiples of 22, bang, 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 bang. Multiples of 55, bang, bang. 110 shows up as our lowest common multiple. Multiples of 9. So I write some multiples of 9, and then I write some multiples of 25, and I see nothing in common here. So I keep going multiples of 9, and I see nothing in common yet. I keep going with the 9s, and I keep going with the 25, nothing yet. Keep going all the way to 225. Boom, now I found it. Lowest common multiple. C, multiples of 6, bang, bang, bang. Multiples of 8, bang, bang, bang. 24 is our lowest common multiple. So let's go ahead and find the exact same numbers, but different method. So method 2, 18 and 24. So we factor 18 into its prime factors form. So 2, 3, 3. 24 is 2, 2, 2, 3. So the most 2's is this one, 1, 2, 3. And the most 3's is that one, 3, 3. So we go 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, which is 8 times 9, gives us 72. So the lowest common multiple here is 72. Okay, so 20 and 50. 20 is 225. 50 is 255. So the lowest common multiple is where the most 2's. This one, 2, 2. And the most 5's is from 50, 5, 5. So this multiplication together, 2, 2, 5, 5, is the lowest common multiple. C, 14 and 35. 14 is 2 times 7. 35 is 5 times 7. So the lowest common multiple is 2, 5, and 7, like that. So which gives 70. So practice number 4. Go ahead and find the lowest common multiple of each pair using method 2. 22, 55, 9, 25, 6, and 8. These are the same that you just practiced, but now under a different method. Okay, so 22 and 55. So 22 is 2 and 11. 55 is 5 and 11. So the lowest common multiple is 2, 5, and 11, which gives 110 as such. Here, 9 is 3, 3. 25 is 5, 5. So the lowest common multiple is 3, 3, 5, 5 together, which gives 225. And this is a very good example of why I like using method 2, because you don't have to go such a big list. You can just break it down and then use the correct numbers. So 6 and 8, 2 times 3, 8, 2, 2, 2. So 2, 2, 2 is the most 2's, 3 is the most 3's, and so you multiply that together, 24 is our LCM for these numbers. Okay, so let's do some examples that use method 1 and 2. On myself, I'm going to use method 2 here. So solve and simplify this addition right here. And so we have 25 and 15. And so we want to look for the lowest common multiple. So I break up 25, 5, 5. Break up 15, 3, 5. So the lowest common multiple is 3, and then the 2 5's here, 75. Now here's what's really neat. When you write it out like this, you see what multiple you have to multiply to get the LCM. So for 25, 5, 5, all that's missing is the 3. So that's what I'm going to do here. Times 3 to bring it up to 75. And here 15 is 3, 5. And what's missing is 5 to make it 75. So it tells me what I'm needing to bring it up, what number to use to bring it up to 75. So what's missing is the 5 here as such. So this is another reason why I like this method, is because it tells you what numbers you need in order to get the common denominator. It tells you what's missing. So here we're going times 3 to bring it up to 75. Here we're going times 5 to bring it up to 75. So 3 plus 10, 13 over 75 is our final answer. Okay, B, 5 over 18 plus 7 over 12. So I write out 18 as 233, 12 as 223. So the LCM is 22 times 3 as such, which gives us 36. So for 18, what's missing is a 2. You see here? 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3. 18 is missing a 2. So I go times 2 to bring it up to 36. And now I look at 12, 2, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3, what's missing is a 3. So 12 times 3 over 3 as such to bring it up to 36. 10 plus 21, 31 over 36 is our final answer. Okay, C. 5 over 16 plus 7 over 12. Break up 16, break up 12. The 4 2's is the most, and then the 3 is the most. So LCM is 48. So 16 times 3 to get 48. 12 times 4 to get 48. So this gives us 15 over 48 plus 28 over 48, which gives 43 over 48 as such. So if you're solving these on your own and you're using method 2, there's no problem. You can use whatever method you prefer. So for D, 4 3/10 is 43 over 10 minus 17 over 12 as such. So our LCM is between 10 and 12. So 10 is 2 and 5. 12 is 2, 2, 3. So our LCM is going to be 2, 2, 3 from here and 5 from there, which is 60. So 10 up to 60 is times 6. 12 up to 60 is times 5. Perform those multiplications and we get these numbers here. Perform that subtraction, we get 173 over 60. Long division, we get 2 and 53 remainder. So 53 over 60 is our final answer as such. Okay, time for you guys to practice. So practice number 5. Go ahead and solve and simplify these operations here. And you can use whatever method you prefer. Okay, A, 16 over 42 plus 13 over 28. LCM is 84. Bring that up to times 2, 28 times 3. So we get 71 over 84 as such. B, 27, 333, 18, 233. LCM is 2, 333, 54. So 27 times 2, 18 times 3 gives us final answer 63 over 54. C, 50 and 4. So 50 is 255, 4 is 22. So the LCM is 22 from here and 55 from here, which gives 100. So 50 times 2 for 100, 4 times 25 for 100, giving us 41 over 100 as such. D, 22 and 6. 22 is 2 and 11, 6 is 2 and 3. So we have 1, 2, 1, 3, and 1, 11. 66 is our LCM. So we're going to go times 3 over 3 here, times 11 over 11 here. 9 over 66 plus 55 over 66 gives us 64 over 66. And this reduces to 32 over 13. And that's it for our fraction videos. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next lesson.